Well, everything is back to normal now, but to be honest, I'm gonna miss that lone rocket at the foot of the radio tower every time I see Buena. Okay, he's sending me to the Tin Tower, which incidentally was my next destination. So yeah, you go and do that. While I noticed this in the last video, there is an item here which is an Ultra Ball. Well, this is going to come in rather handy for catching Suicune. So now I'm going to talk to everyone in the upper floors of this building, because if I remember, there are some of them that are quite generous with me. So I'm going to put Raikou in the lead. Well, of course, I'm going to heal it before meeting Suicune, because, well, it's paralyzed and everything. But I think it can survive a spark from Raikou, can't it? Because Suicune is really bulky, so I think it can survive it, especially since it's at level 40 and Raikou doesn't have too many EVs yet. And Mary gave me a pink bow, which I don't have any use for it, because I already have another one in my PC anyway. TM11, that is Sunny Day. Yep, I knew it by heart, because it's always been Sunny Day ever since the second generation. In the first one, it was Bubble Beam. And 12 was Water Gun. Oh yes, the Water Gun TM. An old classic. And for fun, I checked Apollo's Hard Gold Soul Silver roster, and in addition to increasing his levels, he actually evolved his coughing this time around, so his roster is a bit more befitting that of the leader of Team Rocket. Of course, there is still that Houndour, but as I said, he's got a Houndoom as well, so I'm gonna let that one slide. Anyway, remember the last time that I complained about the Pikachu line getting so many event moves and all of them being invariably useless? Well, now you can add Last Resort to the mix. Yep, apparently according to Bulba Garden, there's going to be an event in Japan soon, and Last Resort Pikachus will be handed out. Wow, I'm so excited. At one point, I swear, there are so many events with Pikachu, eventually it's gonna know 300 moves, and the other 167 will be all those moves that it could actually use. Ice Beam, anyone? Where's my Ice Beam Pikachu already? Well, to be fair, none of those special event moves, even including Last Resort, are as mind-numbingly insulting as something like Scratch, but still, how about something useful for one thing? So as you can see, the rocket at the base of the tower is gone. He made for pretty good conversation. Nah, not really. He always said the same thing. So this is the radio tower, huh? Interesting. And he stood there for like... when did I reach Goldenrod? It's gotta be about 3 or 4 months ago. And he stood there for 3 or 4 months, and he was like, yeah, the radio tower. And he looked at the tower for 3 or 4 months non-stop. So I just healed my Pokemon, including my Raikou, who really needed it because of that paralysis. And this guy here usually blocks me, but since I have the clear bell, he's going to let me through to encounter Suicune. Yes, let me through! I am the chosen one! I am destined to meet Suicune and bend this free-roaming Pokemon to my will, just like I did with its 2 comrades. Speaking of which, it appears that Raikou and Entei really do appear alongside Suicune if you haven't caught them already, but since I already caught both of them, you're not going to be seeing them. So we go on through this little tunnel and... Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I totally forgot about those guys, the Wise Trio. I gotta beat all 3 of them if I want to meet Suicune. So I guess we won't be meeting Suicune in this video after all. And here I was all ready and psyched up to meet Suicune, but nope! We gotta beat those 3 guys first. Ugh. This is a major facepalm moment, or force palm to the face moment, if you prefer that. But that's okay, there are some other things that I wanted to cover, so I'm just going to do that before Suicune instead of after. So Cerebi has posted a full list of the Pokemon that are unobtainable in Hard Gold and Soul Silver. It's 69 Pokemon in total, though to be fair there are a few more that are available only through the Pokewalker, including Feebas and Spiritomb, while I think of them. And personally I think they should have been in a list on their own, because they're not in the game itself per se. But anyway, I've been thinking about something. You know how, well, now it's confirmed you can't get Magnezone, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Probopass in Hard Gold and Soul Silver, which, oh, neat, paralyzes, by the way. Spark, as I remember, has a 30% chance of paralyzing anything that survives. So, well, I think I'm going to be using this thing a lot instead of Thunder. Well, Thunder has a higher damage output, but you get the idea. But still, I'm a bit surprised that they didn't let us evolve those 4. Like, well, in Mystery Dungeon 2, you can evolve them using special items, so I thought they were gonna do the same thing. Like, we got, for example, Coronet Stone, I don't remember what it's called, but that is what evolves Magneton and Nosepass, and there were items for Leafeon and Glaceon as well. But yeah, I'm surprised, especially since, well, there was some fuss about not being able to get Espeon and Umbreon in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Speaking of which, I don't think the fact that those 2 were your starters in Colosseum is a coincidence. I think it was a perfectly planned move, because of the idea that otherwise those 2 Pokemon would have been the only Pokemon that weren't obtainable between Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, and Colosseum. So that's why you started out with Espeon and Umbreon. It wasn't a coincidence, it was a perfectly planned move, as I said. Okay, so the first one had Noctowl and Flareon, and this one has Noctowl and Jolteon. I want to bet that the third one has Noctowl and Vaporeon. Come on, a little creativity wouldn't hurt. But anyway, Cerebi confirmed that the aforementioned 4 couldn't be evolved, but I thought of something. What about Milotic? There are no contests in Hard Gold and Soul Silver as far as I know, no contest stats, and thus no way to increase those contest stats. So, is it possible at all to evolve Feebas? Is there something that we don't know? And speaking of things we don't know, this guy is certainly not spewing such things, because we already know everything that this guy said. It was in a book in Ecritique, and I already mentioned everything he said before I even checked out that book. Remember the first time I explored Ecritique, I did just that. I spoiled everything for you. But yeah, as far as I know, Milotic is completely unobtainable in Hard Gold and Soul Silver, so that would increase the number of completely inaccessible Pokemon to 70 instead of Cerebi's 69. And something I'm wondering is that if they're not willing to introduce new items to allow us to obtain Magnezone, Probopass, Leafeon, and Glaceon, how will they be accessible in future generations unless they introduced those evolving items only then, since, well, obviously we're not going to be in Sinnoh anymore. There's going to be a brand new region, and yeah, those landmarks won't be accessible anymore. Though they did do something for the Deoxys forms in the Generation 4 games, so maybe we might see something in future generations to ensure that those 4 Pokemon remain accessible. And just as I said, this guy had a Noctowl and a Vaporeon. Anyway, this is oh man! It survived! It survived a Spark? Well, if Raikou can't kill a level 32 Vaporeon with Spark, then there's no danger at all of it killing Suicune in 1 hit. Hey, maybe 2 won't be enough, since, well, Suicune's, as I recall, a bit bulkier than Vaporeon, though. Maybe not that much, but Suicune is at level 40, though, and that might be a big difference maker as well. I guess we're going to see when we get there. So yes, please do go on. Of course I can go on. I am the chosen one! So next time we go on the hunt for Suicune, the last of the legendary dogs, unless there's something that I'm forgetting, but I think the Wise Trio was all there was. So I'll be seeing you next time.